As many as 8 families have illegally settled near the Mount Pleasant Creek Reserve in Belmopan. The squatters are now living and farming on a piece of land that falls within the designated area of a creek where development is prohibited. There are up to 8 structures and several others under construction for which blocks of land were cleared out in the buffer zone. And today, even more of this reserve land is being cleared out for farming. But despite the developments taking place, on Monday the squatters were notified that they must vacate within 14 days. It's a matter for urgent attention, and last week, Minister John Saldivar and other Belmopan officials conducted a site visit. Now the Belmopan City Council is actively working to remove the squatters peacefully.
I don't think we caught it too late. We're going to have to be very careful of how we handle it from this point, but nonetheless handle it. Those that were already had just started their process of constructing, that's not too difficult to deal with. What will be more challenging will be those whom have already settled. But as I said, and I want to reiterate, at all costs, we intend to follow this through to the end. This is not a designated area by any of the responsible authorities, including City Hall, especially City Hall, and did not give any person any form of permission to settle in this area.
The families, from what we've gathered, are all immigrants, several undocumented. So how did they get access to this land? They told us that they did this on their own for the past several months. Some say they saw their friends settling here, so they decided to do the same. The family that lives here in this wooden house says they took out a $3,000 loan to invest in this parcel of land. They've built a house, an outdoor toilet, and are constructing a well. They say they have no other place to go, so they will not move unless they're relocated to a different area. This man is Antonio Vasquez. He came to this area because he says his friends were all getting land, so he decided to help himself to a piece of the pie. He started to clear the land to start a farm, but today he was told that it's illegal to do, and so he picked up his tools and left.
Lo que quería era sentar en mi ranchito, porque como ya la renta de tanto tiempo pesa, son 325 de renta que se pagan mensual. Ajá, por eso es que vine yo, ¿verdad?, a hacer un pedacito ahí, ¿verdad? Pero con la idea, ¿verdad?, que no es de uno, ¿verdad?, no que solo nada más por vivir. Así es.
Entonces, ¿quién te dio permiso?
Pues uno siempre dijo, se noticia, ¿va? Como la gente siempre le cuenta a uno, ¿va?, que están haciendo casas allí, ¿va? Así me noticié yo, ¿va?, como los muchachos aquí, miro que algunos tienen terreno. Me noticié y yo también fui a hacer mi pedacito ahí, ¿verdad? Pero como llegan los muchachos y dicen, ¿verdad?, que es prohibido, pues también yo soy obediente, dijo, yo me voy.
But how did the squatters settle here under the nose of the city council? Didn't anyone hear when these lands were being cleared out? Didn't they hear the construction of the dwelling?
This is what it is. We can sit around and we can continue to discuss why we didn't. We can also continue to sit around and discuss what we will. And to me, those are of no effect to us right now.
But you will admit that had you taken action, maybe, 3 months ago, 1 month ago, whenever these people had started, we wouldn't be having this issue right now.
Well, had I got married when I was 19 as opposed to 24, had I had children.
Very different thing, apples and oranges with that.
No. You asked me a question. Let me answer the question on the basis of principle. I mean, had we done this, had we do this, if we do this, I mean, all that should we have and all that may have some validity. And I'm not evading that. The answer to that could be yes, with some explanation, of which I'm not going to justify because I was not always in the seat.
We've received reports that the council was notified. The only thing is the council didn't want to take action because it was around election time.
Oh, is that so? Okay.
Is there any truth to that?
I am sorry, I'm not able to tell you if there's truth to that or not. Believe me, if I knew of some truth to that, I would have said so. But I'm not able to say whether there's truth to that or not.
This piece of land is important to the city. It was put on the reserve about 10 years ago. Belmopan resident Louis Wade says people in the surrounding neighborhood are actively working with authorities to help expel the squatters because, as he explains, the use of this parcel of land has ramifications for residents in the immediate area.
Our area does not have designated green spaces, parks, playgrounds, and the agreement with the developers were, well, leave this strip because it has environmental value, it has value for flooding. Two creeks merge to form the Mount Pleasant Creek, which is what takes out the majority of water out of this area. We're very grateful for the fast way that the City Council and the area representative have moved to tell the squatters that they will not be allowed in this buffer zone. We have to ensure, however, that the talk and at least the immediate action gets followed through. The squatters are very resilient. They bring their families from wherever they live whenever activity starts to take place to gain sympathy. They stop for a while and go back. Last year I took Mayor Khalid to the largest squatter, and they told him that he needed to move, but 1 year later he's still there, and his patch of land is 6 times the size it was at that point in time. So these people, they are intent on taking the land and putting all of us at risk.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.